Hey, what is up mortals? It is JamesCfer here, and before we get into today's video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, the supporters on Patreon, thank you so much. Your support really does mean a lot to us. If you feel like supporting us on Patreon, a link will be in the description below, as well as a link to the Discord group chat where you can talk to myself and other mortals like yourselves. There's quite a few people already in there, and it would be awesome if you joined us. So, let's get into part 2 of What If Deku Had the Booster Gear. Or Boosted Gear Deku, as I like to call it. Deku walks home from all the chaos that happened today. He's still exhausted. He falls onto his bed, just completely tired. Deku talks to Dragon. Remember that promise I made to you a few years back? Which one? The one that you said when you're ready you'll tell me more about yourself and your powers. I guess you are ready. In that case, I'll give you 3 questions. I was a fearsome dragon, known to have powerful flames that could incinerate anything, including gods. The flames will never go out, even to this day. They will continue to burn until the opponent is nothing but ash. I was feared by gods, devils, and fallen angels. In my prime, I had enough power in just sheer force alone to destroy worlds several times over. Deku says, wait, so you were able to kill gods? And they feared you too? He has a concerned look on his face. I didn't even know those existed. Well, I originated from a different universe than yours. One where gods, dragons, and devils, as well as fallen angels, they live freely. I was indeed unstoppable, until I ran into the White Dragon Emperor. He alone could withstand my flames. Because of him, I stopped using my flames completely, and it was then that I developed the ability to boost and transfer power to others. If you were that powerful, how did you get into the gauntlet? Myself and the White Dragon Emperor, we were foolish, so caught up in our own fighting that we actually caused damage and attacked the 3 leaders, which led to our bodies getting destroyed and our souls sealed within these sacred gears. What's a sacred gear? Also, if you and everyone got sealed, does that mean that there's another person out there with a gear as well? Yes, I've been alive for thousands and thousands of years. I've been with the strongest and weakest hosts. You're correct, every host that I've been with has fought the White Dragon Emperor. And just like me, he has a host. For some reason, I feel like there isn't one in this universe, but that should not put me on edge. We need to stay vigilant. If one pops up, we might have a fight on our hands. Now, sacred gears were made by the original gods of the Bible. They created the sacred gears as part of their system to enact miracles on Earth. There are many different types of sacred gears, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. You have one more question. Ask wisely. Deku thinks for a minute. Is the gauntlet the only thing that you can do, or is there more? Yes. There's one major thing that you haven't unlocked yet. Balance Breaker. Every sacred gear has a balance breaker. Balance breakers are more or less an evolved form of the sacred gear, using their powers to their fullest. Balance breakers were a bug in the god's creation of these sacred gears, which can upset the balance of the world, hence getting the name Balance Breakers. Your balance breaker is called Scale Mail. It gives you dragon armor, which increases your attack, defense, your abilities, and your speed. It allows the user to boost without the 10-second cooldown. It is capable of repairing itself from any sort of attack. Deku thinks for a minute. How do I unlock that? That is 3 questions you have asked. Time to go to sleep. Deku thinks for a little bit. He lays in bed just thinking. Then he slowly falls asleep, and his consciousness ends up in his sacred gear. A couple of hours later, he wakes up in seemingly an infinite white room. Where am I? Your consciousness went into your sacred gear and now you're in it. Deku walks around. A bunch of people sitting in chairs on stairs with brown clothes. Deku walks up close and takes a look at one of them. Their eyes, they're like voids. A person from behind says, that guy was one of our weakest. He was probably the weakest dragon emperor who died in battle against the White Dragon Emperor. Deku turns around to see a woman with long white hair and blue eyes. Who are you? Partner. That is Alicia, the strongest female Red Dragon Emperor in history. She says, I usually hide, but I decided not this time around. I saw that you're the newest Red Dragon Emperor. Deku asks Dragon, since Dragon won't tell me more about my balance breaker, can I ask you? Dragon says, hey, that's cheating! Sure, why not? What questions do you have? How can I unlock more from my balance breaker? Usually the first time that you do it is the hardest, but after it's easy to do. It will activate when you're at your biggest disadvantage, or by your emotions. Yes, my power and the balance breaker react to your emotions. Usually the first time when you activate your balance breaker, it's incomplete. But be careful. If you do, you'll activate your Juggernaut drive, which is very powerful, but very hard to control. The Juggernaut drive has killed previous users in the past. Very, very few have mastered it, he says in a very serious tone. Even though you're not from our universe, I have a gift for you that may help you a ton, but only when you've mastered your balance breaker. The whole dream just begins to start to shudder. Well, it was fun talking to you, but looks like we must go. Wait! Deku yells. The dream ends. Deku wakes up looking, and it's morning outside. He asks if there's any way that he could train that would help him master the balance breaker. Dragon suggests he does a lot of stamina training to break his limits further. Stamina and physical training will probably be the best that he can do. It will help you master the balance breaker and it will give you a good chance at surviving it. Deku is confused. He doesn't know where to start, so he calls All Might. Hello, All Might. Ha ha ha, I am here. Hello, it's All Might here. Deku is fanboying over the fact that he's just called All Might. Do you know if any way that I can increase my physical body and stamina? All Might says, yes, come by the beach. Deku says, okay, and hangs up the phone, and then Dragon says, that's All Might. That guy must be really something. I hear you and other people always talking about him. As Deku's getting dressed and ready to go, he responds, yeah, it's because he's the strongest #1 hero in Japan. He brings justice and smiles to everyone who sees him. And one day, I want to be just like him. Deku meets up with All Might on the beach, and All Might says, I think if you move all the trash off the beach, it may help your physical body, and it does some good for the city as well. Deku just looks shocked. He was not expecting this. Deku then starts to clean up the beach over several months. He'd also do some weightlifting, some running, and some other activities on the side. The day of the UA entrance exam finally arrives. Deku prepares to start heading out to the site. Deku asks Dragon, well, for all this training, how many times do you think I can boost? Dragon says, I'm not sure, but probably around 40 times. He runs into Bakugo, which starts blabbing about how he's going to be so much better than Deku, and Deku just ignores him. He heads right to the site where the exam's going to begin. That kid, he's your childhood friend, right? I don't see how you can be friends with someone arrogant. Yeah, but he still has a good side too. He wants to be a hero. Deku arrives and they put the students into separate sites. They explain their goals is to destroy the robots. Deku activates his boosted gear. Boost! Deku begins to run off while his gauntlet is just saying boost, 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 boost. Deku runs into the robots and breaks it with ease, but another robot comes from behind. Boost! Deku charges at it. He then pulls his gauntlet towards it and then fires a dragon shot which completely destroys it. After saving some of his examinees and collecting a massive amount of points, he sees a girl stuck underneath some rubble, which he quickly moves over there with his gauntlet just saying boost, 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 boost. And he lifts up the rubble with ease. He sees some people running away and he looks up towards a huge robot and tells the girl to run. She does so. Deku right now has about 26 boosts. He then leaps up at the robot. Boost! 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 And then he goes to slam the robot with his gauntlet. He hits the robot and it just slams over. The whole thing's just blasted back. It appears even more damage than when Deku hit it with One for All. And now time's run out. Deku just sits on the ground. He can't move his body. He is so exhausted. After about 20 or so minutes, he's able to get up and actually go home. Deku waits a couple of weeks until he gets his letter from UA. He actually got the highest score in the class. By quite a bit, actually. This just shocks Deku. He didn't think that he would get in, let alone get this good of a score. Next day, Deku walks into class and he runs into the girl that he saved. She gets uncomfortably close. She says, "Hi, my name's Ochako. Thank you for saving me back there. You were doing so well out there too." Deku introduces himself and meets the rest of the class. He talks to Ochako more, and then Eraserhead comes in with the Eraserhead style and says, "Stop talking and sit down." That guy must seem like a depressed douche, don't you think, Deku? Aizawa stares at Deku and says, "Was that you who said that? If so, I'll gladly send you down to the principal's office." Deku, afraid of getting into major trouble or even getting expelled, begins to panic. "I'm the one who said it." Everyone looks at Deku's arm, and it says, "Yes, I can talk," and everyone just yells, "It can talk? Your arm can talk?" What, you've never heard of a talking dragon? The look on Aizawa's face is just priceless. Aizawa is having none of this and then just erases Deku's quirk, which causes his arm to just pop away, leaving his normal arm. He then tells Deku to go sit down and tells the class that they'll be doing quirk assessment. Anyway, that's where we can end it for this part. I'm actually starting to really enjoy this series. I thought it was going to be a bit mediocre to begin with, but I'm quite liking it from the looks of things. You guys are liking it, and yeah. So So a bit of a breakdown. The quirk is actually a transformation quirk. We were thinking that was going to be a mutation quirk to begin with, but mutation quirks don't allow you to, well, for example, transform into your boosted or balance breaker state, whereas a transformation quirk allows him to turn his gauntlet on and then turn the whole suit on. I'm actually starting to quite like this quirk as an idea, so if any of you are in the Discord, not a Discord, you might actually know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this sort of quirk concept. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and yeah, peace out, mortals.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining.